Are you ready for it to smell crazy in here? Welcome to the Patrick Eats an Onion stream on Defector Media. I am your co-host, Sam McLaugh, and with me we have Giddy Nathan and the man of the hour, Patrick Redford. How are you both?
Doing great.
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
Nice. So I guess we should start by giving a little bit of backstory for those who aren't familiar, but in October of last year, you tweeted a bet involving the Sacramento Kings and an onion. Can you tell a little more about that?
That's correct. Yeah. So the last time the Sacramento Kings made the playoffs was in the 05-06 season, a long time ago. Going through all like the tweets from various members of Kings Twitter, it's been stunning to see how many people who can operate Twitter accounts that weren't alive then. I was like, how old was I? Like 13, 14, somewhere in there. So yeah, long time ago. And they made it this year. They're currently 46 and 30. They're going to get the 3 seed. They locked in a playoff berth on Wednesday, which is why we're here today.
That is correct.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your pregame prep as well. It's been reported that you slept quite poorly last night. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, your sources are correct. I don't know who told you, but there's no sense in denying it. I'm not quite on my A game today, but like, this is what professionals do. We show up, we execute. So I got a game plan here, and you just can't think about that kind of things. Just like you step into the court, you got to just munch, run the offense and see what happens.
Oh, sorry. Go
ahead. You go ahead.
What is your prior history with onions? Do you like them, hate them,
Great question.
kind of indifferent?
I'm like pleasantly indifferent. I don't mind them. I used to make big batches of red pickled onions with the Nopalito recipe. Shout out to Nopalito. And I would just eat those plain, normal style. So to the extent that that's useful training, maybe I'm a little more ready than I would be, but they don't taste like a raw onion. I did a little practice. I bit like 3 or 4 different kinds of onions about a week ago, tried to figure out what kind I wanted, and I've narrowed it down.
That's good.
What do you make of the skeptics and critics who suspected you might bring a shallot or scallion or something pathetic like that to the stream?
I mean, it's a little disappointing. I'm not going to lie. But, to be honest, no one's ever done anything this fucking stupid before on the Defector Media Twitch channel. And so, I can't blame them, until you see something happen. How can you know it could possibly happen? So, to the skeptics, I understand. I'll see you in hell. And yeah, get fucked.
Great.
Are you familiar with how an onion makes you cry in terms of the mechanism behind that?
No, speak on it, King.
Well, we're about to find out firsthand, but I thought we could talk about it a little bit. In an intact onion, there are 2 things kept separate. So on the one hand, there's these amino acids called cysteine sulfoxides. And on the other hand, you have this enzyme called alanase. But when you slice or mash, or in this case, directly bite into the onion, it breaks the barrier separating the cysteine sulfoxides and the alanase. And then once they come into contact, it sets off a reaction that produces sulfenic acid. But sulfenic acid actually isn't what makes you cry either. Sulfenic acid is very unstable. And when it appears in an onion, 2 things can happen. It can either condense and form an organosulfur compound, which is responsible for an onion's distinctive pungent smell, which we all know and love. Or option 2, the acid comes into contact with another enzyme in the onion called lacrimatory synthase, and that makes something called a lacrimatory factor. So lacrimatory, like crying, lacrimose, So that's our culprit, and it's a very volatile liquid that turns to vapor very quickly, and that's how it gets to your eyes so quickly.
Interesting. Actually, now that you mentioned that, I did know all that, but I just wasn't sure.
No, I figured you're a professional.
I appreciate the refresher. It's very interesting.
I just have one more quick question, and then Giddy can follow up with his questions. But at what part of the Kings season were you thinking onion?
There's a very precise date. Coming out of the All-Star break, I think they were in third, maybe like a game ahead of the Mavericks, Clippers, Warriors, Suns. The Warriors maybe were a little worse, but it was pretty clear at that point with the Suns just trading for KD, the Clippers finally starting to be normal, and the Mavs trading for Kyrie, and having to split a pair at home against the Kings. That it seemed like all four of those teams were probably going to pass the Kings, putting them in seventh, on track to lose a really humiliating pair of playing games to the Wolves and Lakers. And as an inheritor of the Sacramento Kings fan inferiority complex, I was so sure that was going to happen until Kings 176, Clippers 175, double overtime. Just a stunning, deeply stupid, incredible game. That's when I knew that something was cooking. And they've gone, I don't know, 14-5 or something since the All-Star break. They've been playing incredible basketball. I've covered a few games as media, and that building has just been so loud. And so I'm excited. I'm hoping that the retail market is not going to be in the quadruple tickets for resale tickets, because I'm trying to go see some playoff games. So also,
I was going to say, did you have any shout outs?
If you're watching, I have some shout outs. One, happy Trans Day visibility. 2, Cesar Chavez Day. 3, my boy Dev, who I think is watching, is getting a tattoo because he lost a similar bet tomorrow. So shout out to you, Dev. But no, let's get going.
Yeah, can you show the onions? Can you show
show onions, please?
So I haven't narrowed it down as to precisely which onion I will be eating. I have a yellow and a red here, and so I'm going to start the stream by taking little bites of each, going over the tasting notes, and then picking which one we're going to go in on, and then it's crunch time. So I'm going to start with the yellow.
Okay. It's taking a little bite of the yellow.
Aftertaste definitely starts to kick in once you kind of swallow it, but it's not too crazy.
Okay.
That one is slightly larger than the red, I will say.
Okay.
All right, munching the red.
Can you just hold the red one up to the screen so just people see what you're taking out of it? Okay.
Yeah. Is that
too
good?
Close?
Can you see? Can you
get a little closer?
Yeah. Okay. Red's the aftertaste hits a little faster, but it fades a little quicker. I think I'm going to go yellow.
He's going to go yellow. Okay.
Yeah.
He's chosen yellow.
All right.
As his onion. And Giddy has some questions that he'd like to ask you as you're eating this onion. So
can I take a bite?
Here. Feel free to take your first bite. Yeah.
All right. Light the beam.
There he goes. And he's taking a bite of the yellow. A healthy bite. And take it away, Giddy.
So as a lifelong fan of the Kings, you probably know most of these already, but I just wanted to ask you some simple trivia questions about the Kings, and then maybe some more emotional free response questions later. But first one you already got already. What was the last year the Kings made the playoffs?
05-06. I remember at like an after school event, Coach Henriksen, I think he was an assistant coach in the 8th grade girls team. I remember him running down the hallway after Kevin Martin hit a game-winning layup in the one game they beat the Spurs that year. So shout out to Mark. I hope he's not watching.
You remember the Kings' leading scorer in that postseason run?
So that was the year they traded Peja Stojakovic for Ron Artest, who was then Ron Artest, right? But I think Bibby was probably leading scorer still, right?
It's a pretty weird answer. Keep guessing.
Is it Brad Miller?
No, it's Bonzi Wells.
Bonzi Wells. Shout out to Bonzi Wells.
Yeah. I think he was only on the team for a year.
The Kings offered him like 3 for 30 or 4 for 40 or something, and then he turned it down. And then literally no other NBA team offered him. By the time he came back to the Kings, their cap sheet was full, and I think he went to China immediately after. I'm going to take another bite.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Patrick, I will say the chat is advising you not to touch your face with your hand because that might make it worse.
Thank you.
They are looking out for you.
I recently got my skincare right, as maybe you can tell. I don't know, but
looking good, King.
Yeah, thank you.
While we're on the topic of face, go ahead.
Something I will note: I got closer to the center on that bite. Little spicier, little more like in the nose there. Yeah.
From which side of his face does Kevin Martin release his jump shot?
Left.
That's correct.
Yeah, because he has got that like.
Yeah.
He's got a weird shot.
It's almost like his
shot.
dominant arm bends less than his off arm. It's kind of odd.
I was am I allowed to ask questions as well?
Please, we want this to be safe space.
Do you guys think Kevin Martin was a bucket or a problem?
Kevin
Yeah,
Martin.
yeah.
I don't think he was a bucket nor a problem.
I think he's on the cusp. He's on the
Oh.
cusp, but I think he's the
All
shooting
right,
was pretty.
I think he was a bucket. I don't really ever think he was a problem. He was on those like sort of accursed Rockets teams when 48 wins got you the 9 seed, and like him and Goran Dragic. Let me take another bite.
Okay.
Do you have your next question?
Yeah. What hairstyle did Brad Miller adopt in the 2007 preseason to win a $10,000 bet with his teammates?
Did he go blonde?
No, he received some hate mail for this as well.
Did it cornrows? Was it cornrows?
He did the
It was
cornrows.
cornrows.
Yeah. Well
Okay.
done.
I saw he was in an athletic article yesterday, but I didn't read it. But they kind of pegged it to him as the Kings ended their drought.
He's been going to a lot of Kings games.
Oh, nice.
I saw him in the tunnel with taking photos of Derrick Rose the other day.
Nice.
He's got huge, big, like he's got really long hair now.
Oh, taking another bite. Is this the
Take
fourth
another
bite? Fourth bite. Can you hold up the onion to the camera again? I just want to look at it. So
How would you
So
estimate your
far.
progress through the
All right.
onion?
That's pretty
1/3 maybe.
good.
Okay, looking good. How many consecutive Kings playoff runs ended in lost game sevens in the odds?
Definitely 02 in the Western Conference Finals. 03 they lost to the KG Wolves in the second round in 7. 04 I'm going to say 3 in a row.
Yeah, it's 3 in a row. And the last one was a missed potential game tying 3-pointer by C Webb over KG. in the
That was like a
Western Conference
turnaround. Yeah, I
Finals.
remember that.
To what animal did DeMarcus Cousins liken coach George Karl after
Oh,
Karl?
it was grass emoji, snake emoji, grass emoji.
That's very good. It's a
That's
snake.
correct.
Yeah.
All right, and
Whose
taking
jersey-
another bite.
Whose
ahead.
jersey number 6 has been retired by the Sacramento Kings?
The 6 man. Right? Yeah.
For AKA fans.
Yeah.
And for bonus points, what does it mean to retire the concept of fans?
Ooh. It's a harder question than I would have thought. I think it's sort of you retire that and you know that beyond this point, there can be no sort of rational fandom of this team. You sort of you're this different thing. Like your team's not going to win. So you sort of are, bad, I guess. Starting to feel a little
Yeah, how are you doing?
weird.
Yeah,
Starting to feel a little weird, but
what's going on?
All right, we gotta give more frequent updates on that. I think.
Yeah, just sort of a nice burning sensation in the
Okay.
mouth and throat. But
What's the
think
mouth
rocking.
feel?
Yeah, what does the mouth feel?
slightly, it's like a sort of pungent acidity. Yeah,
So like an onion, kind of.
yeah, exactly. I'd say an alliumoid flavor. Jasper is asking if I can lean in and let us hear the crunch of a bite. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
I think the microphone is too good to hear, but yeah, give it a try for your next bite.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really hear that much, but he took that bite. That was a healthy bite.
That was a healthy bite. What do you
Okay.
have in your mug?
Yeah, what are you drinking?
Can we see this? This is some Rubos tea.
Nice.
There you go.
I got quite the beverage stack. This is water,
Nice.
warm. This is a sparkling water. This is more water. And this is sort of the wild card. This is red wine in a mug.
Nice. As a closer.
As I thought it maybe could help neutralize things a little bit. I'm about halfway through, but I got the core left. Frankly, this is gonna fuck my shit up. I think.
What's your confidence level right now?
I think maybe I should take. Maybe I'll take we can do questions for a few minutes.
Okay.
Maybe I'm going too fast.
Okay. Yeah. Pace yourself.
I think the very disrespectful and rude chat is just kind of disappointed that you aren't crying already. But maybe they should respect how strong and brave you are for doing
Wow,
this. So,
thank you.
just one objective person's opinion, but
It's an incredible show of resilience.
yeah.
Each bite has become significantly harder, I will say.
Okay.
Okay. So there you go. What's the next question?
Can you name 3 of the top crops produced in the Sacramento Valley?
Like by volume or like their representation among like the national, like they're the leader nationally in like walnuts or like is that
I believe this is by volume. Yeah.
almonds? Is that one?
He's got one.
Rice?
Oh,
Okay.
does it have to be more specific?
Yeah.
is it
Try to
just-
get as or it doesn't have to be that specific, honestly.
Citrus? I was trying to be as general as possible there. So wait, so not rice? Like grapes, like wine.
Yeah. Well
Nice.
done. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
According to the U.S. Geological Survey, you have cereal grains. I wasn't sure if rice counted there, but
Oh yeah, that's rice.
okay.
Yeah.
Hay, cotton, tomatoes, the incredibly broad
Oh.
category of vegetables,
I should have got tomatoes.
citrus, tree fruits, again, very broad, nuts, table grapes, and wine grapes.
The Big Ten.
Yeah.
What's the farm to fork city? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's right. It used to have City of Trees on the water tower, and now it has America's farm to fork capital.
Nice. Are you ready to take another bite?
The survey also notes that the Central Valley is one of the most notable structural depressions in the world, which, I think we're here to celebrate today as well.
That bite seemed to have some effect.
Yeah, it's getting a little harder, but
Okay.
I'm
That's
steady
fair.
munching.
If you had to plot the difficulty of this task over time, like what can you trace that out for us?
Yeah, sort of like pretty easy, and then kind of a gradual incline. I'm hoping it levels off.
Okay.
Hoping it goes like this. It's probably going to continue, but I'm working it slowly but surely.
You
How
should
many-
ask go ahead.
Yeah, after this, feel free. But how many different staffers at the Kings Arena on your most recent visit said that you looked like Kevin Herter?
That was the question I was going to
Oh,
ask.
that's a good. So the second I stepped in the building, I see 2 security guards, and they get in the elevator after me. Both kind of start giggling, and I was just like, "What? Come on, what?" And they were just like, "You look like Kevin Herter." And I made them pull up a photo on their phone, hold it next to me. They doubled down. I don't think I do.
I don't see
so
it.
Like he doesn't have freckles. He has like a different face than me.
Yeah, no mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many
I gotta
total
say the
was it?
red wine I think is the most effective
Mhm.
neutralizer.
Definitely go with that.
Yeah. I put a little baking soda in this water as well.
Does that do anything?
According to the web, yeah.
Oh, all right. That was still within the guidelines of the bet, so can't do anything about it.
Should I take another bite?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
look at it. Yeah, take another bite. Okay. And just like rotate it for the camera if you can.
The middle part fell out, but
Okay, it's still in there. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got some progress there.
yeah.
That's a pretty solid chunk right at the core.
Yeah. Do you think your next bite might just be the core, or are you still gonna kind of?
No, I'm leaving it for last.
You're leaving the core for last. Okay.
I probably have 3 more bites, 4 more bites to get around the side, 2 for the core, maybe.
Okay. That's good progress tracking here.
Yeah.
Did you get any advice from anybody when you were preparing for this? Did you talk to anybody who had eaten an onion before?
A lot of people told me about their older relatives who did this recreationally. I never really got, the only advice I got was from an unnamed coworker who said to put them in the fridge beforehand. So I did that.
What was the thinking there?
I think it's like it neutralizes some of the sharpness.
Hmm.
Not
But you
enough.
still feel that sharpness now, right?
Yeah, I still feel the sharpness.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Giddy, do you have another trivia question?
I do. I'm going to give you an easy one and then a more challenging one.
Okay.
Um,
I'll take a bite after the easy one.
yeah, I think that'll work well. So, what innovative tactical strategy did owner Vivek Ranadive propose during the 2014 offseason?
4-on-5.
Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, so I think he coached his daughter's youth team, and they like tried this at times, and it worked really well at like the U12 level or whatever. And it was like you defend with 4 people, and you just have someone under the basket, so that like it's harder to get stops. But if you do, just toss it, fast break points. Game's about a bucket. You get him.
Cool.
Yeah.
And as a part 2 of that same question, what happened on the one occasion where Coach Ty Corbin appeared to run this defense, if you remember?
They scored, right?
Well, Reggie Evans pretended to sub out. He waited on the other end of the floor and then missed a point blank dunk when they got the ball back.
Shout out to Reggie. You don't hear so much these days about 6'6" centers who can't do anything, like Chuck.
You really
Hayes.
don't.
Yeah.
It's up for debate whether that was an intentional deployment of the strategy. I think Rohan did a blog at the old site arguing that Evans just like messed up his subbing out of the game. And like also if you're playing the 4-on-5 strategy, why would you not have Reggie Evans on the 4 part of that? So like
yeah, I guess that's true.
There's a case to be made that it was accidental. But I'd like you to take a medium-sized bite of the onion and pull up the roster for the 2013-2014 Sacramento Kings.
Jesus, that's a nasty team.
On Basketball Reference, if possible.
I do have to sort of disclose that with each subsequent bite, my like immediate reaction upon the swallowing of the onion becomes increasingly unpredictably nasty.
Mm-hmm.
It's feeling pretty bad.
It's feeling nasty.
But I will take. I mean, I'm gonna have to just sort of. I have to cover my face.
Okay.
But all right, 2013, 2014 Kings, 28-54.
It's a rough team.
So you're asking him to make a sentence?
Yeah, I'm going to give you, I'll tell you when I press start, but I'm going to give you 30 seconds to compose a 5-word sentence composed only of surnames from this roster. And I'm starting. Sentence? Yeah, I'm starting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So you don't need any other words.
Yeah. There's no verbs in here. Oh, wait, no, there's one. Gay cousins outlaw white salmons.
Wow.
Very good. Very good. In 19 seconds. Mine was gay white cousins outlaw salmons, but I think we're on the same page. I'm really impressed. I think that's been your best performance so far.
Thank you. The next bite's gonna do me in.
Damn.
Let's take some time.
Yeah, can you just show the camera what's left?
It's not much, honestly. It's like
that.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's
plus the core.
Yeah. Okay.
But like, it's like a huge garlic clove.
Yeah.
Ahead of the clove, could you discuss the most devastating Vlade Divac transaction to you personally?
So there's the obvious one, which we'll get to, but the one that really fucks me up is in the summer of, I don't know if it was 2015 or 2016 when they salary dumped Nick Stauskas, Carl Landry, Jason Thompson, a first round pick, and I think 2 pick swaps just to clear cap space, which they used to overpay Costa Kufis, Rajon Rondo, Marco Bellinelli. That was so uselessly stupid. It was so bad. But drafting Bagley over Doncic that's the bad one.
What do you feel in your heart of hearts when you watch Luka Doncic play basketball? And you feel happy for him?
Yeah, I don't really feel anything. Because like you can't beat yourself up or like feel this sense of regret because like that's what Kings fandom has been for so long. It's just pain. Like there's no point in like hoping that it will be better, or it wasn't for a long time. And so like this is just sort of the most spiritually coherent outcome is drafting Bagley over Luka. And so for a while I was, a year or two, it's pretty down about it, but I mean, the Mavericks are maybe going to miss the play-in. The Kings are going to be the 3 seed. So who's to say Vlade didn't make the right move?
It's an interesting perspective, to be sure.
Yeah.
What is your scouting report on 2016 lottery pick Georgios Papagiannis?
Well, I don't watch the Hungarian league, so this is going to be pretty out of date. Remarkably bad at bipedal locomotion. Just could not move his feet. Just the biggest, most oafish, useless center. I mean, he was like a theoretical rim protector, but if you were capable of lateral movement, you could get around him, no problem. Yeah.
Do you know how many games he appeared in for the Kings?
70 would be my guess.
That's very optimistic. It was 38, and then after they waived him, he played one more NBA game for the Blazers.
Why did the Blazers sign? That's so stupid of them.
I don't know, man.
What's wrong with you? Okay.
Are you ready for another?
No.
Let's try that.
No, this next. I think the next one's gonna get me.
What? We got a question. What hurts more, the onion or the Robert Horry shot?
Well, right now the onion, but in a larger sense, the Robert Horry shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got this.
Yeah, you got it.
Is that the rest of it?
Oh,
Swallowed it.
Wow.
was that the layer?
I got one more like outside layer bite and then the core. Woo!
Dang. Okay, so you're like 85% of this onion.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Can you break down to me where you're feeling it in your face? Is it in your sinuses? Like,
it's the
give me
tongue.
the face feel.
All around the tongue.
Yeah. Be sure not to touch your eyes, by the way.
This area, and then like I feel really bad stomach wise.
Mm-hmm. Are we talking about kind of like a gassy, bubbling feeling, or a burning, more acid feeling?
There's just sort of like a bolus of like pain right here, from like the high stomach or in the sternum zone.
The high stomach. Okay.
Yeah.
To revisit another former Kings oath, do you know how many games Sim Bhullar, the first player of Indian origin in the NBA, do you know how many games he appeared in for the Kings?
Like 3?
Yeah, that's right.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't play very many.
Yeah.
Strong.
And there's another fun Vivek question as well. This one's a little bit harder. Do you remember his proposed fix for the Kings' free throw shooting woes?
Underhanded, right?
I don't know. That wasn't the one I was thinking of, but this one was more. This one was more, let's say, architectural.
What does that mean? Tell me. What is it? What is it?
So he proposed that the Kings install a hoop in front of the tunnel to the locker room so that players could practice free throws mid-game.
Oh, wow.
And I think they went so far as to install the basket before he was topped off the ledge.
It's cool that he doesn't really manage, it doesn't have his hands on the team as much as he used to.
I don't know.
Hired
This
the
looks
right.
kind of cool too.
It's finally hired the right people. The Kings free throw shooting is good this year too. Okay.
Don't touch your eyes. Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question as you chew this one. But besides this moment, what was your most embarrassing moment as a professional writer?
I fucked up some scoops before. Nothing too serious. My most embarrassing moment as a professional writer. This is definitely up there for sure. It's a good question. Samer, you might be able to answer this better than me.
I don't really remember that many embarrassing moments. I don't know.
There's one. I have a good answer. Luis just prompted me. In like one of the first things I wrote was about the like 2013 Tour de France, and my editor was like, "Hey, I need a graph here explaining like how everyone's times went over the last week."
Mhm.
And so I was like, "Sounds great. I'll make a bar graph showing you everyone's gap behind the leader after every stage." And I sent it to him. It took me like 4 hours, and he was like, "Oh no, I meant a paragraph."
Also, like an incredible way to represent visually like a race, like a bar graph of the
It's a
internet.
really bad bar graph.
This guy was in first, and as you can see.
On a more somber note, which Sacramento King was fined $15,000 for racially abusing Warriors fans in February 2001, as detailed in a letter written by the fan to Commissioner David Stern?
February 2000, racially abusing Warriors fans. Like, I'm going to say Mateen Cleaves.
It's actually Jason Williams, aka White Chocolate. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Shame on you, Jason Williams.
Yeah. This onion is not for you.
Yeah.
Let's cheer up the stream again with the more positive question. Can you name 2 Sacramento locations depicted in the 2017 film Lady Bird?
Great question. Yeah, Tower Theater. It's in a montage at the end, and then the H Street Bridge out by Sac State. She's driving over it at one point in the movie.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to take your word for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw that movie in that theater, and when they showed the theater, everyone started clapping and stood up.
They did the Rick Dalton just point and snap at the the screen. Hey, how's the onion coming?
I'm fighting for my life.
He's fighting for his life here.
Can you show us how much you have left?
Yeah, it's honestly, it's like very little. It's like just this.
Okay, so we got a few little layers.
Would you say the core was the most intense part to get through?
I think the core is going to be the most intense part. Yeah, I'm going to do this all at one. This might be it for me. But
okay. He's holding strong.
Champion resilience.
He's holding strong.
Yep. All right.
Let's go.
He did it. He's got it.
This is a more personal question, but at what point this weekend do you expect to stop exuding an allium aroma?
Hopefully by tomorrow morning.
What's happening tomorrow morning?
Well, thankfully my partner is gone this whole weekend, which is why I picked it to do it today. Shout out to her. Yeah, I could not do this with her around. That'd be bad news.
Are you saying you could not do this with her, basically?
I would not want her to witness this nasally, visually, any of that. Maybe she's watching now.
Yeah. So, hello. What's up?
Hi,
Alexi. Yeah, Kings play Blazers tonight, 7 p.m. I've like made some plans this weekend, but I've been intentionally vague on the times and dates just because I don't want to put myself in pen for anything tonight.
Yeah.
Probably a bad
Can-
idea.
Can we just I just want to get a clarifying note here. Does the core still have the root attached to it, or did you chop that part off?
No, it's like this.
Okay.
That's all I have left.
Oh, okay.
Maybe little bites is the way.
Ooh, I
Hmm.
don't know. Well, he took a little bite. He's taken a little bite of the core.
It's very.
Please.
It's like kind of. There's like you can see there's like a green thing in there. It's kind of grassy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, how long has your onion been around in your home?
I got it like a couple days ago.
Okay.
I didn't want to get like a super fresh onion straight off the shelf. I thought that would be bad for me.
Are you at liberty to share where you picked up the onion, or is there
I'm
sponsorship?
not afraid to say it.
conflict?
Berkeley Bowl
Okay.
West.
Okay. We love the
well,
Berkeley Bowl here.
Yeah. I mean, the regular Berkeley Bowl is like the Classico one. I think the produce section is. I mean, everything at Berkeley Bowl West is slightly larger, and so I think it's sort of tempting to think of that as the superior one. But like, try parking in that parking lot without hitting all four corners of your car on stuff. Try moving your cart around and not banging it into everyone. It's too small. It's too narrow. Berkeley Bowl West is my fave, and it's right by the climbing gym, so that's nice.
Okay. How are you feeling? Give a
That little
update.
core bit was way more fiery on my tongue than all
Okay.
the other parts. I think I'm gonna try to do this in 2 bites.
2 bites. Okay, he's gonna employ a 2-bite strategy here, possibly.
I'll do the first now.
He's taken 1 bite. Okay, and
He's got this.
you got it.
All right.
Let's go.
Wow, look at that. He's powering through.
For a little more inspiration, can you name the Sacramento King that made an All NBA team in 2004?
That'd be Peugeot, right? He was second or
Yeah.
third in MVP voting.
Yeah, he made the second team.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, great season.
His son actually was just in the McDonald's All-Star game.
Mhm.
Andre, he went to Jesuit in Sacramento. And I think he's like 6'7" or something. He's going to Stanford, unfortunately, but
What like level of prospect is he supposed to be?
I think he's high 4, low 5 star
Mhm.
in there. Similar game to his dad, I think. I think Peugeot was. Let me ask you guys. I think Peugeot was a little ahead of his time as like a huge guy who could shoot threes. He
Yeah,
was like
he
6'9"
would-
or 6'10".
He would have way jacked up the volume if
Yeah.
he was playing right now.
Yeah.
It would have been really good. I also think about like the weird prevalence of like good passing big men on Kings rosters over time. That
Yeah.
feels kind of forward thinking too.
Weber and Divock both like
Yeah,
really good
and then Brad
passers. Boogie was a
Miller.
good passer.
Yeah,
Sabonis, obviously, no.
Sabonis continuing the tradition.
The handoff, the like way the Kings run their handoff offense is really fun. Like just I was watching the Pelicans the other night and I was struck by just how nasty it all was. Like they take 11 seconds off the shot clock of Brandon Ingram holding it like this for CJ to run around like 2 screens. CJ gets it and stops. Warriors reset their defense. There's like 7 seconds on the clock. Like it's so nasty. Versus the Kings, everyone's running, doing split cuts. Like the Herter Sabonis 2-man game with Herter off the ball is really good.
Yeah, it's really nice. The Pelicans are just kind of horrible to watch right now. I really hope
Such a
Zion
weird
comes
team.
back soon.
Yeah. I really like Willie Green. I wonder if his tactical limitations are being exposed a little bit. Though I don't know. I don't know how you get good ball movement out of that team.
That said, and I told you guys this yesterday, we were watching the game on TV and Jane saw Zion on the bench and said, "That's the largest man in America." So
Correct.
I don't know how much tactical insight you need if you can have the largest man in America suit up.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Should be sooner rather than later, I think.
Do you think he's going to be back this season?
Yeah, I think they have probably. Sounds like this timeline was like super cautious, but they are trying to get him to play in the playoffs. So, or did you mean the regular season?
Well, they're the 7th seed right now. Like they're gonna. I mean, Wolves play Lakers tonight. That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is
so
this what you have for your last one?
This is the last bite.
Okay, this is the last bite. Okay, was there anything you'd like to say before the last bite? In case...
Just light the beam, Shout out to the Kings. Thanks to the fellas for doing this with me. I like your guys' outfits. Thank you, Luis and Dan, for setting up the stream. Thanks everyone for watching. And yeah, light the beam.
Okay. Oh, he's taking the last bite. He's chewing. He's flexing. Has he done it? He's swallowed the last bite.
Did it. It's over.
Wow.
The onion has been consumed.
Onion
We've
Rookie of
all
the Year.
seen it, and he's dabbed right on top of it. Look at him. Dab on them.
Do you guys see that? And over.
Bang! Another one. He's got it. He has proven the doubters and haters wrong. The Sacramento Kings will at least have a first-round playoff series. The onion has been eaten.
Onion has been eaten. I'm never making that bet again unless they go another. Actually, no. If they go another 17 years after this one, I'll be 48, and I think if I did that in 20 years, I would die of complications, stomach-wise. Okay.
I don't know. I think that might be the human onion eating prime.
You think so? Actually,
Yeah, like-
all the people who were telling me about their relatives doing it, they were like old
That's what I'm
relatives.
saying.
Yeah.
That's why I said you're the Rookie of the Year. I think you only have upside from here on out.
Well,
And I'm
let's
excited
not
to see
test
what
that.
you do in the future. Well, yeah, the Kings probably won't make the playoffs again for a while, so maybe you'll
Yeah.
be safe.
Yeah.
Well, that basically wraps up our stream. If either of you have any final words, I think we'll be putting a recap of this on defector.com at some
Yeah.
point
So
today.
if you're just watching this, you know, subscribe to our website. You got to subscribe. We write about all kinds of just cool shit, like hedge mazes,
Onions,
little
garlic.
mazes that you find in like the back of like an alt weekly, like mazes that are in like video games and stuff. We read about marbles because marbles are basically like, you know, we read about mousetrap, Rube Goldberg machines, just all kinds of various like tricks and traps and mazes. Like we're doing Minotaur Week, talking about the original Labyrinth. Yeah, so for all sorts of like looking for a little prize in the center of a bunch of squiggly lines, like, you know, Westworld, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's mostly we're right about that mostly.
You heard it from the onion champion himself. Subscribe to defector.com. Light the beam.
Light the beam.
And thank you. We'll see you sometime next week, maybe.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Patrick.
I'll send a proof of life photo to the Slack in like an hour.
Please do. Please do.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.